I'm John Bogosian.
I'm Austin Childress.
I'm Emily Casey.
I'm Kevin Hensley.
I'm Catherine Lauk. Those stories in Jay Bush on 60 Minutes. This is 60 Minutes. Our story tonight is about the legendary Bush's baked beans. This delicacy is native to North America and can also be found in places such as Ireland, the UK, and Quebec. The secret family recipe has been exposed, so let's find out who spilled the beans. I'm Catherine Lauk, and I'm here with Jay Bush, spokesperson for Bush's Baked Beans. So Jay, I heard that your family's secret recipe for your baked beans got exposed recently. How do you feel about this?
It's just terrible for our family. Our family's relied on the secret family recipe for a very long time.
I've heard that the baked beans have been around since 1908. So how has this impacted you and your family?
Well, it's just devastating. I mean, our family. It's a family business. It has been since it got started in 1908, like you said. And we got our start in Chestnut Hill, Tennessee, in East Tennessee, and our location. We're now located in Knoxville, and we have a plant in Wisconsin. But like I said, we're still family owned and operated, and I mean, it goes back to 1908, and we started off canning vegetables and fruit, and we were a regional company for a long time. And then when the Great Depression hit, families were looking for an inexpensive way to feed their families, so we started making baked beans and style pork and beans, and it was a big success for us. So we continued that, and in the 1970s, we came out with a table-ready version, which had kind of more spices and things, and was ready for the family to eat right away. So that was a big success, and really the spark for our family business. It would lead us to our future. And in the 90s, we decided just to solely focus on baked beans, and we quit doing vegetables and fruit and stuck with that. And since the 90s, that's been our family income. We're family owned and operated, and that's the secret family recipe is everything that we have. It's just devastating.
It really is. Well, I've definitely had Bush's baked beans, and I can say that they're absolutely amazing. So I'm sorry to hear that this has happened, and hopefully we can find out who spilled the beans. I'm here on site at a family barbecue where baked beans are traditionally eaten, and I'm here with bean specialist John. Now, John, tell me, where do the beans and baked beans typically come from?
Well, the typical bean that they use is a hardcock baked bean, which is also known as the navy bean or the pea bean. They are popular in the United States and Britain, which is also where they're grown. Also, you can sometimes find the cannellini bean in some of the baked bean recipes, which is grown in the southern or central Italy.
Interesting. And what are different ways you can cook or prepare these baked beans?
Well, there's a few different types of sauces. In the Boston area, they have molasses as well as salt pork, which they add to their beans. In the Maine, Quebec area, they use maple syrup in their baked beans. And when you compare all these baked beans, you can tell that Bush's style baked beans are a little more tangier. That's because they use yellow mustard in their sauce.
Interesting. Well, hopefully this interview will lead us one step closer to figuring out who spilt the beans. I am here interviewing an eyewitness who was there when the beans were spilt about the Bush's baked beans recipe. Tell me, what did you see?
I was there when the recipe was spilt, as you can say. I can't remember much. It was a dark room. It's very smoky. They were cooking barbecue, of course. But the person I saw tell the secret recipe, he had a long nose and was really hairy. He seemed unhuman, but he spilled the beans.
Oh, well, that's just so terrible. Well, hopefully this interview, too, will help us get one step closer to finding who spilled the beans. For many of you that are familiar with Bush's Baked Beans Company, you know their family has a dog, Duke. This is not Duke. This is Duchess, Duke's cousin. Now, Duchess, what do you know? Do you know who spilled the beans?
It was Duke. He spilled the beans.
I knew it. After all those commercials, Duke's been trying to get that secret recipe for years. The mystery is solved.